Are you Gus's son?
I'm Owen. You the shower curtain fella?
Yeah, Del Griffith.
How are you?
This is Neil Page from Chicago.
Hi. Pleased to meet you both. I'm to drive you to Wichita to catch a train?
Yeah, we'd appreciate it.
Train don't run out of Wichita. Unless you're a hog or a cattle. People train runs out of Stubbville.
That'll be fine. That'll be just fine.
Now, leave it be. Get your lazy behind out here and put that trunk up in the back.
Oh, no, we've got it.
It's very heavy.
She don't mind. She's short and skinny, but she's strong. Her first baby come out sideways. She didn't scream or nothing.
You're the only one I need to talk to.
Welcome to the Rhythm Section, the Memphis Music Podcast, produced by SRP Studios Podcasting, srpstudiosllc.com.
Catch new episodes every Tuesday morning on Apple and Spotify, 6 p.m. Central on YouTube and Facebook, and 7:30 p.m. on radio-memphis.com.
Follow us at therhythmsectionpod.com for all channel links and episodes.
And Merry Christmas from Steve Martin and Del Griffin.
Del Griffin. Yeah, this is the last traditional episode of the year. So Merry Christmas, Happy Thanksgiving, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. And then January 2nd is Happy Birthday, Derrick.
Yeah,
When's your birthday?
April the 11th.
April the 11th.
Yeah.
We'll be back before then.
Yeah.
Well, we'll be back in a few weeks. Well, we'll get to that in a second. Today we have Scott Sudbury. You know him. You love him. You know, for literally decades now. Almost famous. Yeah. Has been with them for 20 years or so. Then more recently Lost 45s. He's resurrected his solo original career and does some spot pop-up shows in various locations, so we get into all that.
6 Feet Thunder.
6 Feet Thunder. Yeah. We talk about, we'll get more into what we talked about after the ad break, but of course we go there with Jimi Jamison and all kinds of fun stuff. So, yes, we just filmed it 5 minutes ago, and it went really well, and we finally were able to get him in studio. It took 5 years, which is weird because the podcast has only been around 3.
I know.
I don't know how that works out, but Jeff, what's going on, man? Happy Sunday.
Absolutely.
Happy Sunday.
Happy 75-degree Sunday in November.
Man, it's been beautiful out, hasn't it?
Yeah, we went from 20-something degrees into the 70s.
Don't get used to it.
No,
I always get sucked into this and be like, see, down south it is better than the north. It doesn't, we have nice winters. No. It still gets cold down here, and it's coming. But
I just hope it snows at Christmas time.
We had a nice white Christmas.
That.
Yeah, that would be nice.
I'm
all right.
Dreaming.
I'm going to try to rip through this because it's a lot of information we want to give, and we don't want to go too long. But you and I had a weekend of going out.
We did.
And then I want to give a special shout out to our friend Matt Montgomery over at Supernova and Jennifer at Supernova. But yes, Land Divided.
Yes.
You and I went out to see their show at Nashoba Friday night. As you know, they were guests of ours a couple weeks ago on Zoom in promotion of that show. You and Susan were nice enough to get a seat for me at a table right up front, and we hung out for the first set. It was great.
A blast. It was good stuff.
Way to talk about it.
No, I didn't know you were throwing to me there. Okay. Yeah, no, it was a wonderful show.
Shut up, eh?
They played a really good mixture of originals and covers. They did some covers that you don't hear a lot all the time.
And these kids are in their 20s, so they're playing stuff
that they shouldn't even know exists.
Like Dio.
Dio, some ZZ Top. Yeah, it was good stuff. Their originals are, in my opinion, next level.
Mm-hmm.
It is really, really well written.
Yep.
Well structured music.
Yeah, and they perform it well too.
It's amazing.
They bring it to the stage, so we got to hear some of that original stuff.
Yep.
Friday night. Their newest album is out there, y'all. The Truth.
Yeah.
On all digital platforms.
And you heard them say in our last interview with them that they were all products of the School of Rock.
Mm-hmm.
And that speaks volumes because these kids take the stage and they own it.
Mm-hmm.
They're good.
Yeah, they're awesome. Yeah, so Jillian, Zach, Nick, and Jacob Turner.
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations, y'all.
Yeah.
Keep playing, keep doing what you're doing, and keeping the youth wild out here because all the great working bands in town aren't getting younger.
No.
I mean, let's just be honest here.
That is a fact.
So we're going to age out at some point. So we need you guys, Land Divided, back there.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, if you'd like to take one of my shows now, you can have it. I'm always playing past my bedtime. So,
well, that was fun, and enjoyed my time with you and Susan. That was a good time.
That was a great time.
Food's always great at Nashoba. They're not paying me to say that either.
Nope.
Nashoba,
they can if they want to.
Yeah, we would gladly take that money.
Right.
But every experience I've had there, legit, for real.
Fantastic.
Food's great, service is great,
Mm-hmm.
and just enjoy going there. I like how you reserve seats there.
Right.
I've been vocal about that. So if you all have never been in Nashobas in Collierville, please go check them out.
Yeah, especially in January when your favorite Huey Lewis tribute band will be playing there again.
That's right.
Back in time, baby.
Yeah, late January.
Yep.
All right. I want to do a quick shout out to Matt and Jennifer over at Supernova Music. It's a new music store in Arlington, 8785 Chaffee Road or Chaffee Road. I'm not sure how you pronounce that. Probably Chaffee.
I think Chaffee.
Chaffed.
We're in the South.
Chaffee.
Yeah,
you're not going to get that.
We're not in France.
But look, so
show.
Matt's been a friend of the show since really the beginning.
Yep.
He's made tumblers for us. He made me a pedal, an effects pedal.
Mm-hmm.
And then when the new store opened up, we did a shout out for him. We wanted to give some love his way. Well, recently, because of having the opportunity to join Pulse, there were rehearsals, and it's not like how you and I rehearse with Jimmy at Jimmy's place. It's all in here. He's got a studio. It's all great.
Mm-hmm.
But to rehearse with Pulse, I need an amp.
Right.
And not only did I not want to drag my 410-inch cab Ampeg SVT in there, for the first rehearsal, I was still on crutches.
Oh, yeah. That wouldn't work well.
I was still on crutches. So I ended up borrowing a Roland keyboard amp from Manny here at the school. Thanks to Seth Kirkendall for being the fine gentleman that you are. Carrying my amp in and carrying it back out. Thank you for that. And then
you still got the gig after that.
I did, right? Rehearsal number 2, I knew Manny needed the amp. But now I'm off the crutches. I'm in the boot. So I can carry things. But again, I don't want to do the big cab, right?
Right.
So I think of Matt. I'm like, I throw it out to Matt Montgomery, asking if I can rent a combo amp, just a practice amp, 50 to 100 watt amp.
Right.
Told him why. And Matt, being Matt, was like, hey, I have a Fender Rumble 100 personally owned that you can just borrow.
Yeah.
I was like, well, how about that? Sure.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. And then it's the same bass amp that you'll find at Lafayette's.
Okay.
As the backline bass amp.
Gotcha.
So great working amp and easier to carry. So then I go to Supernova. He leaves it there for me. And I go to the store. You okay? You look baffled and confused.
No, my mic is constantly doing this. And I'm like, okay.
I mean, if there's ever been a squirrel moment in this show.
Sorry, continue.
It's like you're a little kid that just saw a lollipop. Because I promise I'm getting to a point here.
No.
So so he lets me borrow this Fender amp, which is feather light, which is crazy.
That's nice.
So so I thought that was just so wonderful. So thank you, Matt, for that. And after seeing Supernova and the place, it's awesome meeting Jennifer. Jennifer's great. You know, she's the one that you'll see more often than not.
Yeah.
She's running the place. Great vibe in there. Great. I mean, amps, all kinds of great variety in there. And just, I loved it. And the first time I walked in there, you got Metallica blasting in the background. So when you got me.
Right.
Well, then I just realized, you know, I'm on the market for a practice amp.
Yeah.
I'm going to need it again. So I went and got went and saw what they had in stock, and they had a 50-watt Ampeg rocket bass amp.
Okay.
That I bought from them. So
nice.
I've done business with them now. They're awesome. I strongly suggest supporting them. They're way out in Arlington, but it's worth the drive. It's an hour for me, and I don't care. If I need guitar picks, Supernova, you know, that's my place now. And I'm a Supernova guy. Good people own it. Good people are running it. And it's just a cool mom and pop music store. Yeah. Again, it's located 8785 Chaffee Road. That's CHAFFEE in Arlington, Tennessee. SupernovaMusicMemphis.com. There you can find more contact information. They even give you their personal cell numbers. So if in a pinch you need help or assistance or questions or set up special appointments, they're ready for you. So they're dealers for various brands. It's legit. So can't say enough about them. And again, thanks, Matt, for being so kind and helping me out. So there it is.
Man, yeah.
Anything else, man, before we move on? I got to see play some Skinnerd.
Yeah. I was going to ask you about
Neil's, after Nashoba. I
went home and went to bed. So you went to Neil's.
And I went to Neil's, caught a couple sets for them. And then Saturday night, or last night as we're recording this on November 16th, was Laura Haynes' 40th birthday bash at Dan McGuinness with Area 51.
Right.
The better half, along with Josh Haynes.
Mm-hmm.
And it was great. Hung out for a set, and then went out to Southland.
How was Josh's tone? I mean, we know there are issues there.
I mean, it's never perfect. It's never great, but I think he did okay.
Yeah.
I think he did okay. I think, you know, because it was his wife's birthday.
Right.
He probably wanted to bring it a little bit better than usual. He didn't just phone it in like he always does.
Right, he always phones it in.
Always is just phoning it in.
Right.
And not really giving a shit about you, the audience.
Yeah. Because a lot of times his weenus is dry.
And he just can't get his mind off it.
Just saying.
But yeah, busy weekend, full weekend of going out. And it felt good. And I'm going to take the next 5 weekends off.
Because that is how we roll when we get to this age.
All right, we have a special advertiser here. Coming in hot, last minute. Not only the last episode of the season, but the last one of the year.
All right.
We got a new advertiser for one episode.
Nice.
It's our friend Nick Strong.
Cool.
Out there. Speaking of going to Dan McGuinness last night, he was out there with his significant other, and I apologize, I can't remember your name. Do you know his wife's name?
Why are you going to throw me under the bus?
Sorry.
You don't remember mine?
But nice meeting you. It's the first time I meet her.
I got you.
It took me meeting Nick 5 times to get his name right. I know he's watching right now.
Right.
And to his wife, I'm so sorry, dear. I'm sorry I'm forgetting your name. But anyways, he was talking about the show, talking about advertising, asked how it worked, told him, and then he Venmo'd me.
Nice.
Enough for an episode. I was like, well, send me your information.
That's cool.
I'm putting the logo up right now. And the business is Strong Quality Carpet and Upholstery Cleaning.
Cool.
For all your carpet, upholstery, rug, tile, and grout, and hard floor surface cleaning needs. Easy for me to say. Powerful truck-mounted commercial-grade equipment, as well as all the best products on the market for quality work at reasonable prices. Excellent reputation and social media ratings. Serving the entire Mid-South with over 26 years experience. And built off of word of mouth, repeats, and referrals. 901-314-2600. 2855. So yeah, strong quality carpet and upholstery cleaning. If you need some cleaning needs, I got to talk to Manny because the school kind of needs a little bit of that. And I was just saying, Manny Zapata. Call these guys, please. No, and but again, thanks, Nick.
Yeah.
Thanks for playing along. Hey, maybe we can do this again next year, 2026, when we're sponsoring our Zoom groups.
There you go.
So, good working with you, good meeting you. Thank you for the support. You share our posts, you comment.
He does.
You're engaged, and we love you for that. Thank you.
He's been to several Gen X shows. He's always there supporting us, so we appreciate it.
Yes. Another great supporter is David Griffin. And
he's bald.
Yeah, and he wants you to pay attention right now because he's going to take your show to the next level. How and why and where and when? Well, he brings, that makes no sense, brings big sound, bright lights, flames, and sparks to every event David Griffin Audio does. Take two.
We're very professional.
I think we're just ready for the season to end.
Experience the largest QSC system in the area with David Griffin Audio. No job is too big or small. Follow his bald ass on Facebook at David Griffin Audio for updates.
Yeah, and we're going to have lunch with that bald ass next week, believe it or not. 901-299-1344 or email davidgriffinaudio@gmail.com.
Right.
One last time, Jeff. Bring the energy, bring the show.
David Griffin Audio.
Alrighty. Another great supporter, Jason Moore with More Loud. He's not bald. Great head of hair. I mean, more
flowing locks.
Like you and I could combine our hair and still not enough.
No.
But Jason proudly pays tribute to the king of surf guitar, Dick Dale. Guitarist Jason Moore captures Dale's signature sound with aggressive, fast, and highly rhythmic playing featuring rapid alternate picking, heavy reverb, cotton mouth, a powerful staccato attack that defined Dick Dale's sound because of coffee, not because of weed. I promise you.
Jason Moore is taking it to the next level, currently taking lessons from Jimmy Dale, and that would be the offspring.
Yes. And one Dick Dale.
Of one legendary Dick Dale.
And More Loud is booking for weekends and outdoor shows. Visit moreloud.com for booking, music updates, and more. That's MOORELOUD.com. All right, Jeff.
Area 51 bringing you songs from classic artists such as Kansas, Styx, Van Halen, and Autograph. Remember to turn those rough, dry elbows into smooth, happy skin with your friendly Joshine Weenus wipes and one Lance binder. I have your rhythm section t-shirt, sir.
Yes.
So I'll be getting that to you soon.
2 years too late.
Sorry.
Why you don't already have one? Yeah. I don't get it. So we apologize. And like I said, I saw the first set of Area 51 last night at Dan McGuinness, and I don't know if I'm happy to announce or it's not great news. I don't know how to gauge this, but Jimmy Fulp is still the permanent auditioning drummer. He hasn't moved up a step, but he's still in the band, so that's the good news. But I guess it went great last night, but he's still not permanent.
Who's the person in charge of that decision?
I would say Josh.
Well, Josh, what the hell, man?
He's still auditioning drummer.
Don't make him audition forever. At some point, the guy's got to make the cut.
I would hope. Friday, November 21st, Gold Strike, 9 p.m. Sunday, November 23rd, Lance will be performing with Elevation Memphis 18 and Turn the Tribute Experience at Lafayette's, 5 p.m. I implore that you all go see that show. And then Friday, November 28th, Hadley's, 8 p.m. To go back to Lance playing with Elevation Memphis. Mm-hmm. If you don't know, you've never been to an Area 51 show, Lance Binder is a very mobile person on stage, very active.
He is.
Like a 18-year-old jumping around, full of energy, putting on a great show.
He aerobicizes.
And he has space with Area 51. He has his section of the stage. He's got a quadrant, if you will. He's got a nice space. Well, with Elevation Memphis, a Tina Turner Tribute Experience at Lafayette with a 9-piece band, space is limited.
Yeah, it is.
And that man does not give you any less entertainment.
That's so good.
He's just in one spot, jumping straight up and down.
And look, real quick, ad-libbing here while we're on that topic, I did see Melanie post on Facebook that they are taking requests right now for next year for musicians. Subs that want to come in and play. So if you want to be a part of that thing, get with Melanie and put your name in the hat if you want to, if you're a drummer or a bass player or a guitar player or whatever. Let them know you're interested.
I had the pleasure of working with LaShawn and Melanie early on in the Tina project.
Right.
So I saw it firsthand, and still to this day, they love collaborating with other musicians in the community and giving them some spotlight with feature vocal guests and this, that, and the other. And they're a great camp to work with, work for. They'll keep you busy. So go find that post on Melanie Pierce's page and share it. If you're not interested, give it a share. All right, follow Area 51 on Facebook at Area 51 Memphis. DeSoto Local is a digital advertising network throughout DeSoto County. They have moved the outdoor billboard concept indoors to high traffic areas, connecting local businesses to their customers in the area up the street.
Their indoor billboards are popular in popular places all over town. These screens display full motion ads about the business hosting the screen locally. Ads for local businesses in the area locally. And relevant local content locally. Advertise your business locally with DeSoto Local. Contact Brandy Faulkner today. It's a local phone number, 901-831-3212. And visit DeSotoLocal.biz for more local information. Locally. You really need to rewrite those next season.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
And thanks for, look, we're going a little off kilter today, more than usual, just because this is our last studio. Oh, we didn't really talk much about we've mentioned the Zoom thing. Before we wrap this intro up, we're going to talk about it again. Mm-hmm. Kind of wanted to do that before the ads, but let's carry on. The Musicians Booking Agency connects top bands with the city's hottest venues. Whether you're booking talent or looking for gigs, they've got you covered.
That all happens locally. Follow on Facebook at the Memphis Musicians. No, that's not right. At the Musicians Booking Agency for updates on upcoming shows and new artists.
That's not right. And contact Steve Owens. He's also got a local phone number, 901-870-6846.
Yeah, that's local.
All right. Look, Christmas for the Kids season is here.
Yes,
and it has kicked off with a bang at Hadley's. I'm throwing up a graphic right now. And for the audio only, let me pull up said graphic because it has all the bands that are going to be taking part in the full season of Christmas for the Kids. It's multiple shows over multiple weekends. You got Your Mom's New Boyfriend, Triple Annie, Generation X here. Good on you, Jeff. Jay Jones, Headband, 30-Minute Ego, The Lost 45s, formerly known as Full Metal Racket, Shotgun Billies, Juno Mars, Midnight Train, Bruce Key Band, Area 51. Full Metal Racket's on here twice. I guess they're doing two shows. Island 45. We got Almost Famous, Every Mother's Nightmare, Fever Tree, Fading Melodies, Five for the Kill. Five for the Kill, great new logo, by the way.
I don't know that I've seen
really nice.
Okay.
Look at that.
Oh, yes. I haven't seen that. That's great.
Really like it. Very nice. 901 Rocks, Big Wheel, Grand Theft Audio, and The Boneyard. So a round of applause to all of those bands for every year. A lot of these same bands step up every year for all kinds of benefits.
And I also saw Anthony Quarter.
Yeah, that's coming up.
Okay, my bad. Don't mean to.
Wait a minute.
You got him in there?
It's not in the text. I'm glad you brought that up.
I am too.
Thank you very much. Let's do that right now.
The voice of Tora Tora. The voice of my youth.
I told you this is.
It's okay. I can ad-lib while you look shit up.
Yeah, special one-night all-star show, Sunday, December 7th.
Local.
4 p.m. to 9:30 at Hadley's. Featuring the voice of Tora Tora, Anthony Quarter.
Yes.
And friends with featured guests. Jimi Jamison.
Yes.
The Shotgun Billies.
Love it.
And Fever Tree.
Love it.
All together for one big night at Hadley's for our Christmas for the Kids Drive. Again, that is Sunday, December 7th. That might be why, since it's in December, he didn't have it in the breakdown. But he did send me a graphic, which you have seen on the screen by now. So, all right. And then to wrap up my little section, Wednesday, November 19th, you got Headband at Hadley's.
Yep.
So there you go.
Friday, November the 21st, you got Gen X at Hadley's 8 to 12. And Big Wheel will be at Lafayette's 9 to 12.
Saturday, November 22nd, Gen X at Lafayette's. Look at you, 5 to 8. You get the early shift.
Yeah, man.
Followed by Memphis Mojo.
I can be in bed on time.
9 to midnight. So that's a busy Saturday. Your Mom's New Boyfriend at Tony's Trophy Room. And then formerly known as at Hadley's starting at 8, November 22nd.
Sunday, November the 23rd, Elevation Memphis, a Tina Turner tribute experience will be at Lafayette's, 5 p.m. And Ghost Town Blues Band will be at Hadley's, 5 to 9.
All righty.
Look at us go, man. We got through that like we've done this before.
Goodness gracious.
Scott Sudbury.
Yes, we've been trying to get him on the show for a hot minute.
Yeah, we have.
And then we finally made it happen. We had him booked. He was going to open up the new season for us. And then I decided to... Cannonball! And things changed.
Right.
But he was nice enough to find time for us at the end of the season.
Right.
And here we are.
I mean, if you can't be first, you might as well be last.
So I don't have the notes in front of us. Yeah, the Ricky Bobby reference there. I don't have our notes in front of us, but look, we hit all the big spots, and we jumped around the timeline a little bit. The conversation just went in directions organically, but we cover his young years, his youth, how he got started, his time with Jimi Jamison, how Almost Famous came to be, and the kind of career they've had, his original career, both past and present. It was his resume is ridiculous.
For sure.
You know, we talk about some of the awards he's made and or won. He's had his music. He's sold albums all over the world. Right. Radio play all over the world. Touring through the years. Just lifelong musician, a lifer.
And his recent sellout show.
Yep.
Here locally.
The GPAC.
At GPAC, for his original music, let me tell you, that's no small feat.
Yeah.
To sell something like that
especially nowadays.
For your own music.
Yeah.
Not covers, for your music that you wrote.
That's remarkable.
Pretty awesome.
It's awesome. So congrats on that, Scott.
Yeah.
And keep doing what you're doing. Before we move into the ads and then the interview, thanks for a great 2025, everybody.
Yeah.
Come on, where you at? There we go. I don't know how many episodes we did in this year specifically, but what I do know is we hit our milestone 100 episodes and did something real special over there at Roosters to all of you that came to that show. Thank you. This season was what it was. Again, it was shortened. We always knew we wanted to wrap up before the holidays, before Thanksgiving. So here we are. But and we've kept mentioning this, and we'll mention it again. Not too long after you watch this new episode.
Right. We're definitely not taking the kind of lengthy break you've been used to.
Yeah, we're not going to disappear for 2.5 months and come back with a regular season. We'll be continuing this traditional in-studio interview long-form format next year like we would have probably February-ish, late February. But between now and then, me and Jeff are going to experiment the world of Zoom and how we can utilize that resource to our benefit and create more content in a very, inconsistent, organic way.
Things may not look the same week to week or show to show.
Yeah.
It's going to be much easier for us to interview entire bands this way.
Yep.
I know for a fact our friends in Fever Tree have agreed to do it. I would love to get any number of bands to jump on this thing.
Yeah.
Almost Famous being one of them, since we just interviewed Scott.
Mm-hmm.
Five for the Kill, Your Mom's New Boyfriend. I mean, we got so many bands that we can do this. 6 Feet Thunder, I'd love to get Mark Holt on.
Yeah,
because
and
hard to get him here in person.
Right, he lives in Florida, so that Zoom brings that convenience level in. Even if we're not doing full bands, we can compile just a list of characters, and let's see what happens when they start telling stories. Obviously, if we're interviewing bands, there's going to be people in that band that have never been on the show before, which is fine, But certainly the Zoom, I'd like to call on people that have already been on the show. So you can go listen to their timeline and their life story and their original episode. Yeah. And then now they're being on the show again just to talk shit.
Yeah.
Let's pool together some people that have played together in the past. Mm-hmm. They've known each other for 20 years.
Sure.
Well, let's hear some of their road stories that they're willing to share, of course. Right. And you and I, Jeff, just sit back and let these people reminisce on stories that we all want to hear. Right. I know I want to hear them.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Basically, we're going to film, and 24 hours later, my goal is to then have it published. There's not going to be any theme music.
Please edit out the big yawn I just had.
No big scripts. The sounds are coming with us.
Yeah, we'll have that.
Those have to come with us. But I'm going to try to keep it as simple, as organic as possible.
Right.
I'm going to be pausing Sunday replays. I'm going to be pausing Throwback Thursdays. Mm-hmm. Here's why. Those never stop. Every Sunday is a replay. Right. But then when we take our big, long season breaks, well, the Sunday replays are catching up.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, listen to this archive episode from 3 months ago. It's like, that's not, it's not as special. It's not as far back as it needs to be. So we need to pause that anyway. So between now and next season, you're just going to see some Zoom videos coming out of different conversations, different days of the week. I'm trying to go as completely opposite as possible during this downtime, and just try some new things. See what y'all have fun with that, hopefully. And maybe people will want to get involved and be like, hey, can I jump on a Zoom call? Sure, let's talk. Yeah. Figure it out. It's easy to do. So
Matt Montgomery's got a new music store. He can get on a Zoom call and tell us all about it.
Show us a new guitar. Yeah. What do you got coming in? Things like that. So where are we at here?
I don't know.
3 minutes, 30 minutes.
Oh, what was that?
This is an old blooper reel.
3-minute ego.
30-minute ego. 3 minutes, 30 minutes.
My reading wasn't too bad.
No, you did awesome. You just took mine.
I forgot I had this. Up. And then it looks like the McMinn
family reunion.
You'll need a strong dose of fuck,
I knew.
Nation. It was electronica. I didn't even know that was a word.
So that's kind of the what's what I'm looking for. Second time in. Now a special feature in our intro.
Special?
So just let it fly.
What happens when you
yeah. 10 tickles. So first, we're going to throw in something new and special here because we have Kitchen on the Cross coming up. We got the Lost 45s playing the songs you forgot to love, formerly known as
Forgot to Love.
Phenomenon. The new phenomenon. Sounds like we have fun.
Oh, sorry. Occasionally
today.
And lessons learned on Spotify and all other digital Spotify
by covering artists such as Peter Gabriel, the There's one good
Kansas,
one coming up.
Audiograph.
Autograph.
I love Audiograph.
7 p.m. at Hometown Headliners. I need to add that your date.
That's right.
Did I say that for you? That made no sense.
But we also have a keyboard player. I always forget about the keyboard players.
That's the new Paul Moreau sound.
Original recording, there's a lower harmony, or what am I trying to say? Unison. That's what I needed.
Jeff.
Yes.
Almost Famous.
That's right. Yep. You want me to elaborate?
I want you to talk. Like hey, we have 20s of listeners in parts unknown.
Parts unknown.
Parts of no.
Whoa.
It's been a hoot and a half.
I know that's old, but
It's
worth
alright.
playing again.
It never gets old.
Big Note Music Lessons offers one-on-one and group lessons for guitar, bass, keys, drums, and voice. Try a free lesson, no obligation. Visit bignotemusiclessons.com and complete that submission form for your free lesson.
Start your Radio Memphis day with In the Morning with Rick and Monica. They're local. From 9:30
Yep.
to 2 p.m. Central for a wild ride of fun segments like News from the Stupid, That Guy, This Guy, Crime Time, and more. Radio-Memphis.com.
Much like this show, local, yet worldwide.
That's right.
And to those who have donated, thank you so much. You can donate to our tip bucket by going to Venmo and Cash App and searching the Rhythm Section Pod, or find the links in the description. Click it and go from there.
Yeah, and one second of seriousness. We're always silly and goofy, but that is for real. I don't want to just read a script. Without you guys, Derrick can't pay his baby mama. And but
Don't tell her.
seriously, thank you for all the donations. We can't do it without you. Follow us at therhythmsectionpod.com. You will see our entire catalog of episodes and links to our YouTube, Apple, Spotify, Facebook, and Instagram channels. We say always get out and see a band. Obviously, you guys have been doing that. Kevin and Bethany Page just sold out their show that they did for Earth, Wind, and Fire. Scott Sudbury has sold out a show for his original music. You guys, when it counts, you get out there and you support local music, and we appreciate it.
Yeah, we know there's a lot of different places to go, different bands to see. Everyone's struggling out there.
Yep.
Money's tight. We understand, so we appreciate y'all supporting like you do. And sorry, I know this is going on forever here, but again, to our sponsors, David Griffin, Jason Moore,
Yes.
the Area 51 Camp, the Soda Local with Brandy Faulkner,
Yes.
Steve Owens with the booking agency, Nick Strong coming in strong
Yep.
at the very end here. Hopefully we can work with y'all again in the future. But thanks for being loyal to us. All right, enough is enough. Please enjoy our interview with Scott Sudbury. Have a great holiday season, y'all. We'll see you on Zoom.
Happy Thanksgiving, Merry Christmas, and Happy New Year.
That's right. See ya.
I know y'all like to talk about Kiss and wrestling, and I have a story for each of them. I was thinking them on the way down here.
Derrick will love the wrestling shit.
All right.
It's funny.
Well, with that, ladies and gentlemen, Scott Sudbury.
Yeah. It's clear that he's watched the show. He knows we like wrestling and Kiss.
You had me at wrestling, man. What's up, Scott?
I have a story for each if you want it,
Oh, absolutely, man.
You looking sharp, dude, for a Sunday morning.
I'm saying.
I mean, you ready for a gig?
I mean, you don't look as good as us,
regular clothes,
but you're
man.
close.
Welcome to Hernando.
Good to see y'all this early in the morning.
Man, yeah.
Not all right, Sunday.
Yeah.
So
Maybe we
usually
didn't
late at
think
night when I see
we didn't
y'all.
think this through when we were inviting musicians on at 11 a.m.
Well, we thought, they're not gigging, right?
Right.
But then there's a lot of people play at church, too.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
So we've had people come just straight out of church right here.
Man, I did those, Kevin Page and I've been friends since I was in high school,
Cool.
And I did gigs with him and Beth. 14 years, I think.
Nice.
Every Sunday I would do a gig with them.
Oh, wow.
And this was after I'd quit doing original stuff and I was playing with Jimi Jamison.
Mm-hmm.
And there were mornings where my wife would pick me up from the airport like at 7, 8 o'clock, and I had to be on stage at 9, and she would just drive me to church.
Wow.
And I'd be like...
And then church home and then pass out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned
That's where
Kevin.
all these wrinkles are from,
You mentioned Kevin and Bethany. They just, as we record this, they had a show last night.
Yeah.
Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Earth, Wind, and Fire, and I saw that it was sold out, which is great. Congratulations to you
Congrats
guys.
to that, for sure.
They're great folks, man.
Yeah, we love them.
We had so much fun with them on this show, too, back when they were on.
I can tell you some stories, but I won't.
We do that off the air.
Sorry, Kevin.
Put that on Patreon.
No,
Well,
they're great people.
Gosh, so much to talk about. You were nice enough to send us a bio, which definitely helps. So going through it yesterday. I'm like, man, we got a lot of things to cover, but I like starting current, that way people know where they can go see you. Obviously, you have Almost Famous. We want to talk that. But really, certainly Scott Sudbury Band, your originals. You just had this great show at the Germantown Arts Center.
Germantown Performing Arts.
Yeah, definitely want to talk about that. You sold a good load of tickets, which is cool in this day and age.
I cannot believe it.
That is awesome. And so I want to talk more about that and your original band. What you've been doing now, plays at like Neil's and plays around a little bit here and there. So, let's talk about these current things so people know where they can go find you. And
the original band, that's all I used to do was original music. And then it just got to the point where you had to be on the road 11 months out of a year, and I just made a decision to stop. And that's when we started Almost Famous. So Almost Famous is my number one gig, and it's the way I make a living.
Sure.
And how long now?
21 years, I think.
Wow.
I think it's 21 years.
Wow.
Dude, that is amazing.
And
I think Tommy was telling us this. So when it first started, there was a band called King's Trio.
Remember that?
with Keith Blanchard.
And it was Keith Blanchard and Buddy Nimmons, Jeff Adams, and then Bill Marshall. Bill was still on the road with Hank Jr., and he was doing Kid Rock shows and random stuff like that. And when he was in town on Sundays, he'd play with him. And when Jeff would go out of town with Starship, I would jump in and play with him. So it's kind of like a revolving thing, but the main core was those four guys.
Right.
And anyways, Jeff left. I called Jeff. Jeff and I played in bands for 15, 16 years together, And so, in fact, Keith and Jeff and I had an acoustic trio that we were doing on the side also. But I called Jeff, and he's like, yeah, I don't want to do it anymore. So I jumped in as a way to stop being on the road all the time.
Right.
And then Bill fell out. He said, I'm not going to do it anymore either. So he came home. Keith was with us about 3 years, and then Tommy, Kathy jumped in. And I think Tommy's been in the band 18 years, I think is what he said. So Keith was in the band about 3 years before that. So, about 21 years.
To say that's a hell of a run is an understatement.
And most people watching probably know this, but we'll name everybody. It's you, Tommy Cathy, Buddy Nimmons, and Bill Marshall.
Yeah.
That's Almost Famous. And you
It's
guys
been that core for 18 years.
And I know for a while you guys did quite a bit of local stuff, but here in the last couple of years, I think it's been more private and less local.
We still do.
Which sucks, by the way.
The whole intention
we want to see more of you guys here locally.
Yeah, but they also want to make more money.
I totally understand.
Well, the whole intention of, was do we want to play music for a living?
Yeah.
Right.
And if you want
to do that with original stuff, you got to be gone all the time.
Yeah.
And it's like I met my wife, and she wasn't my wife at the time, but I was like, I'd seen.
And what's her name?
Jamie.
You better give her a proper shout out or you'll be in trouble when you get home.
Vanessa is my sister-in-law.
Okay.
Everybody thinks Vanessa's my sister or my wife, but she's my sister-in-law. That's how that started,
Right.
Like, yeah, we want to make a living doing this, but we don't want to travel all over. Sure. And we did. First 10 years of Almost Famous, we'd be in Lake Tahoe one night and St. Louis the next day.
So
and it was like, wow, wait a minute.
Yeah.
We're killing ourselves again.
The private stuff that you do now, is it more in this area?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And I book everything.
Okay.
So, we used booking agents when we first started off.
Right.
And then I started booking everything. So, if somebody's anniversary is on this day and it's like, we just don't play.
Well, you've got more control over what's happening. Yeah, sure.
I got a call yesterday from a lady that was like, I know I booked you for Jackson, Mississippi, but we're going to have the wedding on the other side of Hattiesburg. I'm like,
yeah,
that's pushing 6 hours drive right there.
Yeah. You got to renegotiate.
Yeah, just have a clause saying, outside of this bubble, it's an extra 10 grand.
Right.
I could not have asked for a better group of guys to play with.
Yeah.
And we were all, I didn't know Tommy, but I knew Bill and Buddy. Buddy, we've known each other since 90. Probably 90, 91.
And we haven't interviewed Buddy, but that's one I definitely intend to try to do.
Yeah.
He's got some stories to tell.
I've asked Bill, and he's kind of standoffish. You got to work on Bill for us.
No, it's the 11. I think it's the 11 o'clock in the morning thing.
Well, we can work around that. No, it's not a problem.
Yeah, we won't work with you, Scott, but
Bill's still.
Bill.
I guarantee you. I mean,
well, you didn't ask us to. If you'd have said you wanted to come in at 1, I would have made that happen.
it's fine with me, man.
But I don't know Buddy. Like, he's probably he is the only guy in the band that I don't think I've ever had a conversation with. So I need to meet Buddy properly.
Same here.
And,
Same here. Yeah.
Hey, man, he's a great guy.
Yeah.
He's,
Obviously.
I mean, he's like my brother, now, but he's quiet.
And
until
I
you get him on stage.
Until I got into this
quiet.
podcast, I was quiet as well, and that's probably why I haven't spoken to him. Now,
y'all should get Buddy.
You can't shut me up now.
If you had Bill on, you should get Bill on too.
Derek's looking for the proper sound.
Where is it? There it is.
Shut up,
Yeah, and I forgot to mention to thank you again for your flexibility because we had to cancel on you this year. You were going to be our season opener. Mm-hmm. Now you're our headliner, man.
Because Doofus over there broke his leg.
So this is the last interview of the
Cannonball.
season. Yeah. Yes, man.
And he's not even wearing a brace now. He's like
that's good,
walking.
Cannonball!
No cast, no brace.
Yeah, just my good old dad Skechers.
Speaking of cannonballs, let's get the wrestling thing out.
Let's
Get the wrestling thing out of the way.
do it.
So I know y'all like wrestling. When I was a kid, Jimmy Hart lived in my neighborhood.
Oh, nice.
And on the other side of the neighborhood, Jerry Lawler lived there. And he also had a house on the other side that these guys were like musicians, they'd come to Memphis and then they'd be somewhere else. And sometimes they'd be based in Memphis for 6 months and then they'd be somewhere else.
Right.
But like, he had a house where Dutch Mantel would live in for a while, or Superstar Bill Dundee, and wrestling for the, Memphis kind of started the whole thing.
Memphis has a huge, rich history in wrestling.
The Coliseum would be sold out every Monday night.
That's right.
And there was like 8,000 people or 12,000, whatever that place held. But my oldest brother came home one day, Brian, Vanessa's husband, and said, I just saw a white Cadillac at Lawler's house up there. It looks like the one that Jimmy Valiant drives in the Boy from New York City video.
Right.
So we all got on our bikes and rode up, and we're looking and we're like, yeah, I think that's it. And we hear somebody doing a cannonball into the pool in the backyard. So we all drop our bikes and we're sneaking up to the fence, and it's got the little slats, and we're looking. And one of the guys with me goes, that's not him, that's Austin Idol.
Okay.
And so I'm like, well, yeah, that is. And then Chris Miller goes, he's down here, and he goes, that's Handsome Jimmy. And Handsome Jimmy was laying out. And Austin Idol was jumping off the diving board. The problem was they were fighting each other that Monday night for a title match.
Heels and baby faces not supposed to hang out.
Oh, yeah.
What's going on?
Kayfabe. Kayfabe.
And my little brother goes, you're fake. You're fake. Gets on his bike, he's riding away, and we're all running for our bikes,
That's great.
It's like finding out there's no Santa.
Wait a minute. There's no Santa.
But, it never occurred to me, like, I went to elementary school with Hart's kids.
Yeah.
And Lawler's kids, and they never went after each other in dodgeball or anything.
Right. Yeah.
They were always cool.
Shouldn't they hate each other?
Yeah.
Man, the arguments I had with my dad, it was like, that is not fake, Dad. That is real, man. You don't bleed like that, Dad, if it's fake.
Yeah.
My dad and I had lunch with Jimmy Hart last year.
Oh, cool.
He's a great dude.
Yeah.
Ageless wonder. He still looks good for his age. He's got to be in his 80s by now. Jeff, were we just talking about this?
No, we talk about this like every week.
Memphis. I love Memphis. I'm still here, obviously.
Sure.
But Memphis was such a hotbed back then for all kinds of entertainment stuff. Memphis then, for younger musicians, I don't think they'll ever understand that Memphis was what Nashville is now.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I mean, it wasn't odd at all to go into a big star grocery store and see Hart, Jimmy Hart chopping, and then go on the next aisle and see Joe Walsh you know, picking through the apples.
Yeah, because they're in
just,
town
it
recording.
was just like that, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember driving somewhere when I was a kid and saw Bono walking down the street.
Yeah.
You know, they were just all here all the time. It wasn't a big deal.
Right.
The industry was here. The studios were here. It was still, everybody was, I mean, rock and roll was started in Memphis, you know, so everybody was like, I want to record in Memphis.
Yeah.
You know, and that whole allure was
I want the Memphis
still,
sound,
yeah,
right?
it was still here.
Ardent was huge, you know, bringing in.
It was.
And
So did you grow up in Memphis? Are you like originally from here?
Yeah,
Cool.
I lived in Fraser till I was 5, and then we moved to what's considered the edge of Bartlett when I was in '76. Shows you how old I am. That's kind of how I got into music. Was my mom and dad weren't musicians, but they just loved music.
Yeah,
you know, it was always around the house. My dad was telling me a story before I told him I was coming on here about like his first memories of me liking music. There's 4 Sudbury boys, and we're all like 2 years apart.
right.
So I was always the early riser when I was little. And my dad said I used to come in and, you know, he'd be like, you want me to put some cartoons on for you? And he said I'd point to the stereo.
Yeah, music.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
cool.
what I wanted to do. And I didn't start playing until I was almost 16.
What's the earliest music you remember that you vividly remember liking, like band? What first thing that you heard that just resonated?
Man,
Mine was the Bee Gees.
It's just hilarious.
my mom says the first song I ever sang along to was a Paul Simon song
Okay.
called Love Me Like a Rock.
Mhm.
When I
Cool.
was just barely talking, you know. But back then, you know, it's funny that I'm playing in a band with Bill and Tommy, because when I was 7, we went to a show. It's called The Pines, because there's a bunch of pine trees and an open field, and they would have concerts there. And Target was playing.
Oh, yeah.
And we went to see Target, and Edwin Hubbard, who was a flutist, I told them about that. He was like, I saw y'all when I was 7.
They're like, thanks, dude. You're 16, you said, when you start playing?
Yeah, I
Like,
started playing drums first.
Okay.
Yeah, my neighbor was throwing away a drum set. And my brother and I picked it up and put it in the garage, and we both learned how to play it.
Nice.
Is this the brother that plays bass with you?
No, this is my younger brother, Chris.
Okay.
And then my older brother, Brian, was learning how to play guitar. He had a guitar that my grandfather had given us. And we all just kind of learned how to play everything.
Yeah.
And I just kind of gravitated toward guitar. My younger brother was like, he was killing it on drums, like 13, 14 years old. And so we tried to get Brian to be the singer, but he didn't want to do it. So Keith and Chris and I, we had a trio that we were doing.
Uh-huh.
You know, all the kids from the neighborhood come over and watch us do Motley Crue songs and stuff. We started doing these Amro Jam things that they used to have. Y'all remember those?
Mm-mm.
I vaguely remember that.
Mike Glenn from the New Daisy.
Yeah.
He used to host every Wednesday night. It was like amateur night.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there was a full back line there, and you'd sign up for it. And you'd sign up, and you may not. There were so many people playing, you may not be on until a month from now.
Yeah.
But it was a chance for people that had never been on a stage before to play. And Amro, they backline everything. It was all Amro music instruments, you know. And that was the first time I ever got on stage.
Mm.
But I was just a guitar player.
Uh-huh.
We had another kid from the neighborhood singing, and we were doing. They would be like, "You can play 3 songs." So we picked the longest songs that we could. We did like Seek and
Milking it.
We did like Seek and Destroy, you know,
Yeah.
all 11 minutes of it, whatever it is.
Right.
But that's how I got into playing music. Started trying to sing in high school, but I didn't want to do it. You know, I was just trying to do it where I could sing backup stuff. You know,
Mm-hmm.
but one of those Amro Jam things, we had a guy in high school we had a whole band in high school. There was everybody that went to Craigmont, and there was a guy younger than us, and he was a church boy singer. He had a beautiful voice, you know, and he loved all the hair band stuff that we were into, but he didn't. His mom and dad didn't know he was listening to it, so he snuck over to the rehearsal space with us sometimes, which was Chris Burney's garage, and he would sing all these Journey songs and stuff, you know, and it was. I mean, he still sings to this day for a living.
Yeah.
He's in Austin, but he was just killing it, you know. So we were working up a set for the Amro Jams, and we'd go play the Amro Jams, and then Mike Glenn was like, "Hey, y'all want to open for Tora Tora?"
Oh, yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
And they were just another garage band at the
Sure.
time, you know, but
Sure.
they were drawing pretty decent crowds. Long story short, I'm singing in the rehearsals because Gary's mom and dad don't know he's doing this gig. So I'm singing in the rehearsals just so we know where we are in the song. We get down to the Daisy to open up for Tora Tora and a band called Jade. And
I remember Jade.
Yeah, it was us, Jade, and Tora Tora. And we're waiting. We're about to go on, and where's Gary? So I run out, panicked, to the phone booth to put my quarter in. And I call, and Gary's dad answers. And I'm like, is Gary there? And he's like, yes. And I said, can I talk with him? But he's like, no. And I said, we're supposed to be doing a show. And he said, Gary will not be doing any shows.
Oh, come on, Dad.
Gary got a D in math, and there will be no show.
Click. No show.
So I walk in there, and I'm like, we got to cancel. I'm not telling them, we got to cancel. And they're like, we ain't canceling.
You've been singing
they're like,
rehearsals,
you just go sing
buddy.
it like you've been doing it in rehearsal. Dude, I thought I was going to puke.
Oh, I bet.
But I went out there and did it, and nobody knew that I wasn't the singer.
That's your first time on?
That was my first time.
Yeah.
And was it at this point you were like, well, I guess I'm a singer now?
No, I fought it for a few more years.
Yeah.
Really?
I didn't want to do it. I still don't consider myself a singer. I still feel like I'm a guitar player that tries to push through it. But
I think a lot of people would disagree with you.
Yeah. There's nothing vocal about Almost Famous that is just pushing through. You guys,
all four members.
You're some of the best harmonies I've ever heard in my life. You mentioned Jade did that show with you guys. So do you remember who was in Jade? Travis Hall was in Jade?
this was before Travis,
okay.
I think.
I don't remember who was in it before
There
Travis.
were two guys that would play guitar, and I think they both went to the Air Force.
Okay.
David Tidwell was there.
Yep, I knew David was the lead singer.
He was the singer then.
I don't remember.
I don't remember who played bass or drums.
Brian Cox, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he was in there.
Yeah.
I had long hair back then.
Music was here.
Buddy Nemens had long hair back then.
Oh, yeah.
Tommy had long hair. Bill had Jimmy Folk.
Yep.
I knew Jimmy when he had
I've seen
really
pictures of
long
Jimmy
hair.
Fulp, and I had to ask which one was Jimmy Fulp. Which one are you, Jimmy? Because I don't recognize you in this.
I know.
We all were. Yeah. We called ourselves hair farmers.
Oh, yeah.
Hair formers.
I was the first one to start cutting my hair just because I got sick of it. And I remember I walked in the stage that one night, and this girl ran up to me. She was like, "You cut your hair?" I said, "Yeah." And she was like, "Are you quitting music?"
Yeah.
No.
Right.
Yep, becoming a teacher.
Yeah.
Stage Top was a great place, man.
Oh, yeah.
Nita Makris did more for Memphis, local Memphis music than her and Mike Glenn, probably than anybody.
Yeah.
And it was like, she had a Sunday night that was an open acoustic night.
Mm-hmm.
So, I would be there. Wayne Walker would be there. Wayne and I played together and wrote songs together. Buddy would be there. Jeff Adams would show up. Keith Blanchard was there. Tim Reeves. We'd all end up on stage together doing stuff, Brian Rogers, just trying like 5-part harmonies. It was a place where you just experimented and you felt comfortable. Like, if I screw this up, it doesn't matter.
Right.
And you got so comfortable being on stage, And then Tuesday nights, Jimmy Fulp and Tim Reeves and I started this thing called Open Band Jam, and it was kind of like a full band karaoke.
Yeah.
There's a lot of singers, and then sometimes somebody would come up and grab my guitar and play. And then Tim was having some personal problems, and Keith Blanchard came up to Stage Stop, and they were having they used to have like these ultimate guitar player, ultimate bass player, ultimate drummer contest, and they were having it at Stage Stop, and Keith borrowed somebody's bass, jumped up and played. And I think he may have won, or he may have got really close to winning. I don't remember. But no, I don't think he won. But he wasn't a bass player, He was playing guitar licks and stuff.
Right.
But he killed it. And the guy that won gave the Fender Precision bass to Keith.
Oh, wow.
And so Keith was like, "I'll play bass for the Tuesday nights."
I guess I'll be a bass player for the next 30 years.
And Keith's talented. He can play. He plays drums and everything.
Yeah.
But we started doing that, and a lot of bands some of them that are still together came from us saying, "Hey, y'all, come on!"
Right.
And Vanessa, I think the first time Vanessa ever sang with a band was that night, and she would come and sing with her band director, and then we started playing stuff, together on Sunday nights. And
there's no telling.
Like Nita Makris, she was just a little kid.
Yeah.
you know, and she would come and hang out because her mom ran the bar.
Right.
Sorry, she's underage in the bar. But I would teach her a chord every week.
Yeah.
And she'd come back next week, show me another one. And that's how she got started.
Oh, cool.
Playing guitar.
How many?
Like, we had a band called Big Daddy,
or even thousands of people in this area can say that was the first stage they played on. It's so many people.
Like how y'all had Corey Riggs on.
Yeah.
That's, you know, I knew Corey from high school, but he started coming up there, and Keith and Jimmy and I would back him up, and we were just playing pretty much the same set they're doing now with Boneyard. We were just doing it, and we started a band called Big Daddy, and we would do a gig or two a month, you know, doing that. It really hasn't changed because I was in 4 or 5 different bands. Keith was in 4 or 5 different. Jimmy was in 4 or 5 different bands.
So things have never changed for these guys.
But it was a great time to be in Memphis. I still love Memphis. Memphis is still great.
So tell us how you got involved with playing with Jimi Jamison.
Jamison?
Not Fulp.
Yeah, I can tell you that too.
That probably had a wrestling theme to it or something.
It didn't actually.
Let's make it one.
Jamison, he had been trying to get me to play with him for a while.
And is this post Survivor?
Yes.
That he's trying to connect with you?
Yeah. Yeah, he had done a couple of solo records. And Pete Mendillo was playing drums for him. Okay. And Pete brought me in. He talked me into coming and do it because at first it was just weekend stuff. Right. I just didn't want to be on the road anymore. Mm-hmm. You know, I didn't want to be on the road unless I was doing my own music. Right. And I don't want to sound egotistical, you know, but I was like, you know, I can go play with somebody famous all day long, but, you know, it's not really what I want to do.
Yeah.
I wanted to do my own thing. So I played with Jimmy off and on about 9 years. Okay. But I couldn't do all the shows that, you know, that became available to me because I was doing Almost Famous, and that was my priority, you know.
Yeah. Oh, so there was overlap.
Yeah. Yeah.
Early on.
When I first did shows with Jimmy, I just stopped doing original music, and Almost Famous started like really getting off the ground with like corporate stuff, and like I just booked a gig yesterday for October of 27.
Yeah, are you serious?
With Almost Famous.
Wow.
So, you know,
so that says a lot right there.
Sometimes Jimmy would call and be like, "Hey, I got a gig that popped up," you know, and it's next week. I'm like, I can't do it. You know, Almost Famous is always my priority. I just got into doing that. You're talking about the original show. That's the first original show, and that was Jimmy Fulp saying, "Hey, man, I've been listening to your records. We should get together and just do both of those records back to front. Just do a couple of shows."
Cool.
And he mentioned that like for a couple of months, and I was like, "Serious?" And he was like, "Yeah." So doing that was me calling my brother, who didn't even own a bass anymore. You know, he had got so flustered with the industry, and he was like, "Forget it." Mm-hmm. You know, and then I was like, I gave some stuff to Seth, and I was like, "Hey, see if you like this."
Seth Kirkendall. Is, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And David Haynes was like, "Hey, man, I like this stuff." So we literally,
because you work with and you work with Seth and David in Lost 45. Yeah. So there's that connection there.
Yeah, with Sean Few.
Yep. Right.
And Jacob Turner.
Yep.
It was literally here's CD 1, here's CD 2.
Yeah. Learn them.
And they learned them. We got together, ran them one time, and booked a gig at Neil's.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. And then after about 3 or 4 of those gigs, GPAC found out that I was doing original music again, and they invited me to be part of their series, which is not an original series. It's a national series, but for some reason they had a date open. And I was like, I ain't done this in a long time. And they were like, "Yeah, I think it'll go great." And it sold out. It sold out faster than anybody else did.
That's awesome.
But the thing with the original band is everybody's doing so many different projects that when something comes up,
it's hard to book it. Yeah.
I have to send a text message out, and it's like, "Well, I'm booked. I'm out of town."
And you're busy as well.
Yeah.
So
but that's a testament to the level of talent you have assembled for your project.
Man,
because
it's great
when everybody's busy doing this, and this, it's because they're really good at what they do.
Yeah, and to go back to your heart and what you've written must feel great. Then to sell tickets.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, to have a draw after all these years.
I thought I'd
must have
sell
been
300
cool.
or 400 tickets at best. I didn't know it'd be. They oversold the event. They sold 1,200 tickets, and the place only holds like 900.
Nice.
That's
So I was
great.
like, whoa.
Well, for people that don't know, because I didn't know this, I'm looking at some of the notes that Derrick gave us that you sent us. I didn't realize that you had sold records in 39 countries and 50 U.S. states, and your songs have been played on the radio in 28 countries and 48 U.S. states. It's pretty cool. I mean, you've been your music's been heard all over the place. I mean,
I got a song
it's
in a
almost
Girls
been
Gone Wild
heard
video.
in as many places as this podcast.
I got a song.
Yeah, I know, right?
I got a song in a Girls Gone Wild video.
Yeah.
Yep, I saw it.
When we did our episode, what'd you say? I'm sorry.
I got a song in a Girls Gone Wild video too.
There you go.
Yeah.
We're kind of bouncing around a little bit. So we talked early, then we talked Jimi Jamison and some Almost Famous. But now that we're talking records and countries and radio play, let's talk about that. That initial run you had as an original artist.
That was a great segue, by the way. I did good there because we were talking originals, and I went to that.
So, like when I was
now you just ruined it.
Yeah, like when I was saying we were trying to write songs so we could play the New Daisy thing.
Right.
We were all way into Metallica, Anthrax, Slayer, Doc and Rat, Crew,
It
Bon
was the
Jovi,
period.
all that kind of stuff. I still love it all.
Uh-huh.
But I was trying to write songs. I was a shredder guitar player back then, and we were writing songs that fit that mold. And there was, at some point in time, when I started doing the acoustic stuff at Stage Stop on Sundays, I was like, these songs do not work on acoustic guitars.
Right.
So instead of writing on electric guitar, when I was sitting around my house, I would just pick up the acoustic guitar. And I started kind of taking the approach of, I'm not going to think about any of that stuff. I'm just going to play. And if I hit on something I like, I'm going to try to write words to it. And when I did, it didn't sound anything like that stuff. I mean, it had elements of it, but it had more of the stuff that was being played around my house when I was a kid, like Allman Brothers, Jackson Browne, Tom Petty, that kind of stuff, And I was like, wow, this is weird. So when I started writing those songs and playing them at the Stage Stop and other open mics around town, Daily Planet, which Todd Snyder used to play with me all the time. He just passed away yesterday.
I saw that.
Sad, but John Kilzer and people would be there, and they'd be like, that's a great song. So it kind of gave me confidence to keep going with just whatever came out of me, And the whole way that the first record came about was there was a guy who owns Memphis record pressing now. He owned a studio back then. And it was a studio that was called TMI, which was the biggest jingle factory in the nation in the 60s and 70s. And then it went out of business, and he bought the studio. It's a great place. But he came up and he said, hey, I have some students from Memphis State at the time,
Right.
that are in the recording program, and they need to see how a song is recorded in a real studio. So they brought me in, and I played those songs acoustic, and they let the students mic them up. So then I had demos of my songs, acoustic versions.
Nice.
And then he came back and he was like, I had a band lined up to do a full band thing, and they pulled out on me. So I need to record 4 songs with a full band. And I was like, well, I know a drummer. So I gave the songs to Jimmy.
Fault.
Yep. And I got together with him and turned my acoustic guitar over. It's like, this is what I'm thinking.
Right.
He's like, oh, yeah, okay. We went in and recorded 4 songs, just the 2 of us. And then I went back and put bass and keyboards and vocals on them.
Okay.
It was just going to be a demo, for me to pass my songs around and say, do you like this? Do you want to play it? Because this was in the middle of the grunge era was still really big. And the stuff I was writing.
So we're talking early, mid 90s?
Yeah. 96, 97.
Yeah. Oh, later mid. Okay.
But Creed and all that stuff was, starting to hit. He had another band cancel on him, and he called me up and said, do you have any more songs? I need another band for next week. So I wrote 4 more songs that weekend. I said, yeah, I got songs. I went through all my cassette tapes. I was like, this is pretty cool. And I wrote stuff to it. I called Jimmy. Jimmy came over to help me finish a couple of them. I took a song that Wayne Walker and I had written together previously and kind of reworked it. And I went in and recorded 4 more songs. And then he asked me to come in again, and I came in and did 2 more. So I had 10 songs. Yeah. And I still couldn't find people that wanted to play, you know, what I was doing. And Jeff and Keith and Jeff Adams, Keith Blanchard and I were doing an acoustic trio on Alfred's on Beale Street. And people were always coming up going, do y'all have any original music? And they would go, he does. So I was selling these CDs
right.
that my dad and I were sneaking up to his work at night. They had a CD burner, like for software and stuff, and I was burning CDs. It would burn like 10 CDs at a time, you know. So I'd burn 10 CDs, take them to Alfred's and sell them. I'd burn 20 CDs, take them to Alfred's. After I got to about 100 CDs, I was like, I need to have some of these pressed up.
Yeah.
So we pressed some up. My mom and dad.
What was the name of this record?
Scott Sudbury, Static on My Radio.
Okay.
Static on My Radio.
And so I had a CD out, didn't really have a band. My brother jumped in, learned the songs. Alan Mullins jumped in, who worked at the studio and had heard the songs. Great guitar player, great musician. And Jimmy said, "I'll do it." And so we did some shows and started selling CDs, and that's how that whole thing happened. It was as grassroots as it could possibly be,
right?
Because there was nobody behind me, there was no studio behind me, no agent, none of that.
That's terrific.
You know, we ended up doing. We were selling out shows that we were doing around town, and we ended up opening for the Outfield and
nice
and Cheap Trick and, you know, people early on.
Yeah.
And then when it got to the point where I really it just said, this is what I want to do. You know, there were people that were like, I can't do that. I've got a job. I can't go to the UK. You know, whatever. So things changed, but some of the members changed. And then Pete Mandillo jumped in for the second record, and we just kept going. You know, I mean, it got to the point to where you can see the list. We opened for. Oh my God! They didn't know where to put us. Yeah. You know, so
ridiculous.
I ended up signing with Beaver Productions, Beaver Concerts, and they had Creed. So you know, one week we'd be opening for Creed. Mm-hmm. They had Willie Nelson. The next week we'd be opening for Willie Nelson.
Wow.
Bonnie Raitt. Green Day. I mean, we were all over the place.
The Cult, the Black Crowes. I mean, this is a Matchbox 20, Loverboy, Willie Nelson, Widespread Panic, Green Day.
So your sound had to fit in with all kinds of different genres.
They didn't really know where to put me at, you know.
How would you describe to anyone that hasn't heard your stuff?
Just classic rock. It's just classic rock. It's singer-songwriter classic rock to me.
Because you mentioned Tom Petty. Was he a big influence coming into your writing without realizing it?
Yeah, without realizing it. And then when I did realize it, I went back and said, well, why is that, you know? Mm-hmm. And like I remember my friend Darren Donahoe, his mother worked for Mid-South Concerts. She did tickets or something for them or had an in with somebody, and he got tickets to Bryan Adams. And I wasn't a Bryan Adams fan. You know, and he was like, come on, man, go to the concert with me. And it was one of the first concerts at the Pyramid.
Okay.
And we went. This dude came out in a white T-shirt and jeans and short hair, you know, and I'm at the concert in a leather jacket and I have to move my hair to sit down, you know.
Yeah.
And he came out and I was like, what the is this?
Yeah.
I was like, I'm doing the wrong kind of music. And then I just kind of going, okay, I'm going to run with that. You know, that was prior to me doing my second record. But, yeah, I mean.
Is that what motivated you to cut your hair? Is that when
I'd already thought about it, you know. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
I don't have much hair left up here, so that's been happening a long time. So
tell me about it.
See what I'm wearing.
You know, I wanted to do I wanted to be an artist. I wanted to do that whole thing. We spent a couple of years going back and forth to L.A. and Hollywood, which was where all the industry was. And we would sell out venues, you know, 1,200 seat venues in L.A. just doing original stuff, not a single cover, you know. And we had 7 major labels looking at us. I had Brian Adams' manager ended up jumping on board with me. had Beaver Concerts. I had Ticketmaster on board. A guy named Bob Rock had heard the stuff and said
Bob Rock,
the producer.
Yeah,
we know who that is.
He signed on to produce it.
Yeah, Dr. Feelgood, Metallica, Black Album on.
Yeah, Bon Jovi.
Just
Small
a few
stuff.
things, Bon Jovi. Yeah.
So I mean, everything was like moving in the right direction, and then Napster hit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember when that whole thing happened, how much crap people gave Lars Ulrich for going against it.
Yeah.
But in hindsight,
Oh yeah.
He was right.
He was right.
He had it. He
100%
had
right.
it figured
It
out.
ruined everything for up and coming musicians. I mean, they were really fighting for people like me because they had already
They were
already
established.
They had already
Yeah.
made their money. I mean, not you can't tell somebody you made enough money.
Yeah.
But they had already made money. But for people like me, it really did change it. On my second record, when we started off doing tours and stuff, we'd get a call and say, hey, Green Day wants you to open for them and blah, 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 wherever. It's only going to pay this. And we're like, no, that's only going to get us there.
Yeah.
So we would be like, well, we can't pass up the opportunity to do it, But we would go play, break even, but we would sell CDs and T-shirts, and that would allow me to pay the band and get back home.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then it was like, people aren't buying CDs anymore.
That's it.
I remember we had a family get together, and I was complaining about it to my dad. And my nephew said, Uncle Scott, every kid that comes through the parking lot at school is playing your song in their car. And I was like, how? And he was like, LimeWire. I was like, what's LimeWire?
Guilty.
Yeah.
And he
I'm
went
guilty.
back and showed me, and he typed my name in, and it was like,
Right.
I mean, they were like the acoustic demos I told you about. Everything was on there. It was all on there. And I was like, well, this is great for me selling tickets to shows.
Right.
But
They're not going to buy your
you can't
CDs.
stop. You know what I mean? When I said I didn't want to do 11 months, used to you could do 6 months and you could you could recover and write some more songs, do another CD and go do it again. It got to the point where you couldn't stop.
Constant.
Because if you stop, you're dead.
Right.
And if you're making a CD, who's buying it?
Right.
Yeah.
And physical media of every kind is almost done. I was the other day, I was in Walmart. I don't go to Walmart very often. But the last time I was in Walmart, if you went into the Blu-ray section for movies, there was a whole big thing. Now there's one end cap with new movies.
I don't even own a
disc.
DVD player.
It's all streaming now. Yeah.
I don't even own one.
Right.
I don't either.
Yeah.
And I still have all my CDs, and
I
they're,
do
and they're in
because
those flip books,
Yeah.
And I thought CDs sounded like crap. I remember my dad was my dad. I told you my dad was into music. He was an audiophile. There was like these places in Memphis where they would sell needles for specialized needles for turntables and tone arms and all that stuff. And my dad didn't make a lot of money, but he busted his butt so that we could have what we and that was one of his things that was like a reward for him. It was like, go buy yourself
a new needle,
a record, that you want or something. You go buy yourself a new needle. And when Whitesnake 87 record came out, we had the vinyl. And then the CD player came out, and he got a bonus or something from work, and they gave him a CD player. But he didn't have any CDs. So we went and spent the $17 for a CD, and it was Whitesnake. So we compared the two. And I remember thinking, the CD sounds like crap. But now, when I pull out my CDs and compare it to MP3s, there's no comparison.
They're great.
Yeah.
It sounds fantastic.
Yep.
So the quality's going down.
And the same thing is with in-home theater with movies. If you stream it, the audio sucks.
Yeah.
But if you put a Blu-ray disc in a $1,500 Blu-ray player, it sounds so much better.
And I'll even say, way some of the modern stuff's being mastered and overly compressed. That's not helping either.
No.
Some of the stuff just sounds all the same. Like there's no dynamic to the audio.
I think there's a pushback to that at a certain extent, especially with indie bands. And I think there's finally bands that are seeing, I can do this by myself. I don't need a record label. The internet was bad as far as people having access to free music, but it's been great for people.
Absolutely.
It took away the gatekeepers.
I mean, there's no reason to have a record deal anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, it just seems like what they're looking for is the artist that already has a huge TikTok following, Instagram
it's going
following.
to make them a ton of money.
They already have their albums out.
Yeah.
They have records on Spotify. They're already writing. Mm-hmm. That's what they want.
There's a girl that I'm friends with on TikTok, and she was on TikTok crying. And she was like, they didn't sign me. And she said, they said I had to get to 100,000 people before they would sign me. And she's at like 67,000 people, you know, and she's like begging people to. And I sent her a message. I was like, if you have 60,000 people following you.
Yeah, you don't need them.
You can get 1,000 people that are 1,000 rabid fans to spend $100 on you a year, whether it's in a download, a T-shirt, a concert, a tip.
Yeah.
Put the numbers together.
Yeah. You can make a living on that.
You know, and you don't.
And there's always OnlyFans.
You always have that to lean on.
I tried that.
And going back to wrestling, a lot of even male wrestlers,
right?
When they're kind of not wanted anymore, and they don't really have the work has dried up, if you will. Right. OnlyFans. For real.
I tried that.
Is that what I'm going to have to do when the podcast ends?
That's right.
Some OnlyFans.
I mean, if you actually do want to make some money, sure.
I tried that, but I ended up owing money, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. I see here song featured on Girls Gone Wild, Stunts Gone Wild. So I want to hear about that. But also I think it would be interesting to learn from you your experience in getting your music on things. You know, like were you on commercials? How does that work as far as kind of licensing your music to be on shows?
There was no money in it, you know. It was just we wanted.
Even with the Girls Gone Wild, you didn't get any.
Just, I had a song called "I'm Her Freak" that was being played on the radio and in places, and you know, I didn't even get my 6 cents from the radio stations most of the time because I didn't have a team behind me to collect that revenue, you know.
Yeah.
So with someone like them, they were like, "Hey, we can't really pay you much.
Yeah,
we'll give you $500, but your song will be on this DVD that's going to be, you know."
Right.
And you were kind of like, okay.
Yeah, and you just kind of give it away.
Yeah.
I think there's a story about the band that did the theme music for Cops.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Bad Boys.
Yeah.
And apparently they kind of just was one lump sum, sold it.
Yeah.
Thanks. Didn't think the show was going to be anything.
Right.
And good God, if they would have had the residual deal.
Yeah. Jimi Jamison was telling me about he took a lump sum for the Baywatch thing.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
And then it ended up being the most syndicated TV show in history.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
They said somewhere every 40 minutes or something like that, there was another station around the world starting a Baywatch.
So he did a lump sum at the beginning. Oh, man.
You
just don't know.
That's
you don't
know. You know, I go back to Almost Famous and how blessed I am that we make a living doing this.
Absolutely.
And not every song we play is something that we're going to jam out to when it comes on the radio, you know? Mm-hmm. But in other words, you know, there's songs that we don't just love that we play, but we're also not selling our soul to do it. Mm-hmm. And most of the songs we do, we attack them as if we wrote them, you know?
Yeah.
And there's songs that we do that have keyboards on them that we're not doing keyboards on. Anyways,
and you don't do tracks, so you you make up for it in your own way.
But for us to be able to make a living doing this is such a blessing. And when I was doing original music, you know, and stuff like that was happening, we were scraping by, man. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I mean, I was living in a van. I had a 15-passenger van
down by the river
that I'd taken.
By any chance?
I'd taken the back seats out, you know, till we could cram gear in there, and that was my everyday vehicle.
Yeah.
You know, even when I met Jamie and we got married and started having kids, you know, I was taking Jagger to school in a freaking 15-passenger van. You know, that's all I had. We didn't have anything.
Yeah.
And I don't know where I was going with that, but just other than I've been doing this for a living for 32 years.
Well, this is all you've done.
That's amazing.
With no other source of income except for OnlyFans.
But you already told us you had to pay out.
Yeah. Right, you make money at the gigs to send to them.
My feet my feet are too hairy. I mean,
I'm sure there's an audience for hairy feet too. You're just gonna find them.
A lot of freaks out there.
Yeah, I know. COVID must have. I mean,
COVID sucked.
God,
But you know what was
it
good
sucked for
about it?
everybody. But in your position, you lost all your work, all of it.
We I think I don't remember what the number was. But we had a handful cancel for sure, and then we had like 32 gigs moved to the next year, which prevented us from booking 32 other gigs.
Sure.
You know, so we had to wait. It took us almost 2.5 years of moving things around before we got, okay, we're free and clear of that crap.
Back on your
But
feet.
you know,
and you may have said this, and I'm sorry if you did and I missed it. Are the other 3 members of Almost Famous, this is all they're living to? This is all you guys do?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
but I don't think Bill and Tommy have had a job since late 70s.
Yeah. That's great.
Of course, you know, Bill, when Target broke up, Bill went and played with Hank Jr.
Yep, I knew that.
He went to Atlanta to do session stuff, and he played on his first record was gosh, what's that song? Just like Birdie and McCall. It was considered the first yacht rock song ever. Birdie Higgins.
Oh no, you're before my time.
You'd know it if you heard it. You'd be like, oh really? And he was doing that stuff, you know, and playing on a bunch of records. And
Bill, you could come tell us these stories in person.
Yeah,
but
we would love to
speaking
have
of
you.
Kiss, he got a call from a coin management wanting him to take Peter Criss's place.
No kidding.
And he thought it was going to be a flash in the pan, so he passed on it. And he, but on the other hand,
he probably didn't want you to tell that story.
He ended up, he'll tell you. He went and played with Hank Jr., and Hank Jr. was wanting to get away from just playing his dad's music, you know, which was standard country stuff. He wanted to be more rock and roll.
Yep.
So Bill is pretty responsible for country music having a rock and roll twang, because Hank Jr. went after him specifically and said, I want a rock drummer to put a ZZ Top, Bad Company feel on these country songs that I'm writing.
Awesome.
You know? And then Tommy, when Target broke up, he went and played for a band called DeGarmo Key, and they were the first Christian rock bands, you know.
I remember
and
them.
they would do these shows, like at the Coliseum. They would have the KKK on one side of the Coliseum protesting them.
Yeah.
And then they would have some, a church Bible Belt thing on the other side protesting them because they were putting Christian lyrics to rock music.
crazy.
You know,
So everybody hated him.
so they're
Both sides.
they're in the Gospel Hall of Fame, and we went and saw the induction, and they basically said, these guys are the reason we have a Christian music thing right now. You
And
know?
how
they
huge
were on
has
the
that
forefront
genre grown? It's
I'm lucky, man. I mean, I'm really lucky to play. And Buddy was in a band called Beat Generation when we formed Almost Famous,
right.
and they were like going to. They got invited to play for John Lennon's family at the Cavern Club.
Wow.
They flew over to Liverpool and played for Lennon's family.
Wow, no doubt.
And they were
crazy.
playing for Clinton, and
That's great.
That's awesome, man.
he said he did not have relations with that man. Yeah.
Well,
Was Monica hanging around, or
it's amazing to know that Bill, of course, being a drummer, I admire Bill, but the fact that he played for Hank Jr. and when I was in high school, I was into the Rat and Motley Crue, but Hank Jr., that was that time period that he was just crushing it.
Yeah.
And I wasn't listening to that music because I was listening to hair bands. But knowing that Bill was a part of that, because I had a whole bunch of friends, there was a whole group at my school playing Hank Jr. in their
We did
truck.
too.
You know, they loved Hank Jr.
Hank Jr.
It was everywhere.
He was the voice of Monday Night Football
Yeah.
for years.
That's Bill when the very first thing, plop,
Yeah.
that's Bill.
Crazy.
Nice.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, people don't realize how big he was. He had two top 10 records
Yeah.
the same time. For as big as, for younger people, for as big as Garth Brooks was, Hank Jr. was that big.
He was.
In
I
his
remember
day,
it.
Yeah.
I remember it.
So he was sort
Well-
of at that level in that era. It was Hank Williams Jr.
Yeah. Yeah. But we did a show not too long ago, a public show at Delta Winery, and this guy came up, and I went to high school with him. And he was one of the Hank Jr. guys, you know. He had a pickup truck with you could have a gun rack in those days, and they weren't afraid of
And a gun in it.
Yes. A real good guy. But when he realized Bill was Bill, you just see his face go,
Yeah.
But he told this story about how they skipped school to go get concert tickets for Hank Jr. And it was the day of the prom. So the teachers thought they were just skipping school because of prom.
Right.
Prom night. And one of his teachers was in line to get tickets for Hank Jr. too, and saw a bunch of the kids from Craigmont, like 10 of them that had skipped, and they all got suspended.
Busted.
Busted.
But he was telling Bill that story, and Bill was like, I remember that. That was 1987. And
Does he have one of those memories?
he does.
Yeah.
He does.
I do not.
Me either.
I don't either. They all start running together.
Yeah.
We'll show up at a gig, and Buddy will be like, have we played here before? And I'm like, I think so.
Yeah, I don't do well with that. Remembering things, I'm not good at it.
Wow. Before we wrap this up, let's try to hit the notes here. I don't want to leave anything on the table here, but you have won awards, like Best Original Artist in Memphis and the Mid-South 2 years in a row. Like, when was that? What year was that? Or years?
I don't know. It's been more recent. I mean, I won the Lafayette's Awards. I won the Tommy Peters Awards also.
Cool.
That was probably a Memphis Star magazine or a Memphis Flyer.
You got
thing.
best acoustic artist in Memphis 2 years in a row, and the People's Choice Award.
Yeah.
Slacker.
Yeah.
And then
the funny thing is, I won Independent Artist of the Year 2 years in a row for both records in the UK. But we never got to go to the UK and play with that band.
I won best
9/11 knocked the first tour that we were going to do out.
Man, that's another thing that hurt a lot of people. A lot of people were releasing albums, just so happened that week that got pushed to the side. But I was gonna crack another stupid joke, and then you brought up 9/11.
Sorry.
I'm just kidding. I was gonna say I own the best podcast studio in Mackinville and Hernando.
Those awards. It's nice to it's nice to have awards.
Fragile.
I don't know. It's nice to have awards for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know what I was going to say, but like with Almost Famous, we won either the Memphis Flyer or the Commercial Appeal like 10 years in a row for one of the others. And it's great,
right,
to receive those.
Does it help with bookings?
It helps with being able for people that don't know about the music industry to be able to say, well, we've won this many times.
Yeah.
But like they cut us out this year.
Oh yeah,
they told us y'all done it 10 years. It's time for someone else to have it.
So Generation
they
X.
Didn't even make
us. I'm sure we're going to be right there.
They took us off the ballot.
Right.
Nice.
It made us and
you guys are done. You can't play anymon.
I don't know. I tried to call and get Gen X added, and nothing's happened.
Well, we never like I mean, with all the awards, between the four of us, we played on records that sold 23 million.
Yeah.
23 platinum records.
Yeah.
So we don't really push that stuff, but I'm not going to lie when they say you won best of whatever, it's an honor.
Of course.
Absolutely.
It's
Absolutely.
great. And it lets you know that, you're still a relative and people still appreciate what you do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's lots of bands out there that don't win anything that are doing great stuff.
Work just as hard. It's just sometimes you fall through cracks at times. But, well, look, dude, this has been awesome. What does the future look like? Does your original band have anything lined up in the near future that you can promote?
We've got a show at, I don't know what the date is. I just booked it. It's a Sunday night at Lafayette's in January.
Okay. You'll post about it.
I would love to do a show a week with that band, but it's just not feasible at this point. And I'm enjoying doing it, so I don't want it to turn into a job
for sure.
Again,
For
but
sure.
I've got a studio. Jimmy has a studio.
There you
go. I keep saying, I have hundreds of songs that are just sitting there.
And that begs another question really quick. You have a studio. Is that specifically for your use? Or
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So you don't try to bring in other acts and record them. I got you.
It'd be hard for the three of us to fit in the room.
Yeah, I get you.
Well, Jimmy's a lot smaller now.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Man, we didn't really go deep on Lost 45s, but before we wrap up,
Man, absolutely.
you got Lost 45 stuff, I'm sure, in the calendar in the future.
We do, and that was Sean and I have been talking about how much we love. Sean doesn't do this for a living, but he plays every weekend.
Oh, he's a
he might as
maniac.
well do it for a living. Yeah.
And we were talking one night. It was like, sometimes they all start running together, and you kind of forget why you started doing this in the first place. And then the weather will change, and you'll hear some song that takes you back to being a kid before you start playing music. Because when you start playing music, you hear music differently.
Absolutely.
Because you're going, this is what he's doing.
You become a different kind of fan.
Yeah. And it's like, and why is he doing that?
Right.
And we were like, yeah, we need to bring back some of that. So it was something we tossed around, and Sean's really good at just saying, I booked a gig.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We don't even have a set list.
Well, there it is.
And it forces you to have to do it,
Oh, yeah.
I think that's kind of what he did with 6 Feet Thunder, too, which is a band we didn't mention that doesn't get to play as much.
Yes. Yeah.
Which is Jimmy, Josh Haynes, Sean,
Mark
Holt. Yep. And myself.
Yeah. I mean, totally forgot to bring that.
Which was a fun, we didn't rehearse. It was just like, hey, the song.
And you guys ended up backing up artists in other shows, right?
In Orlando.
Yeah.
We would back up Des Dickerson from Prince and Hootie and the Blowfish guys, Chicago, and like we'd do these benefits where we'd play a set, and then they would come up and join us, and we'd back them up, and they would sing their hits.
Derrick and I went to one at Neil's, but I don't think you played that one. Was he not there? I think he might have missed.
What, 6 Feet Thunder show?
Yeah.
Well, I know I've seen a couple where Seth was filling in for you.
Yeah.
Because you're probably out with Almost Famous.
Yeah. Seth's a talented dude, man.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah,
Super talented.
I like Seth. I have the pleasure to play with him now. We're both in the Pulse Floyd band.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
So it's just easy when you're going to show up to rehearsal and you guys are going to know everything.
Yeah.
It's just much easier.
He's a good guy too. Jamie and I went to Brian Adams in Nashville and met up with Seth and Jennifer and had dinner.
Oh, nice.
He'd mentioned to me he saw the show and he said it was great.
Man, we can end on this note because I'm old.
Yeah.
But I firmly believe that the people that grew up in that era where they didn't have computers and didn't have access to videos, just being able to pull it up and watch and stuff, the people that had to drop the needle on a record and no way to really slow it down and keep the pitch right and everything, and they had to figure out what people were doing. They had to put the time in.
Absolutely, dude.
And there was a saying when I was young, I just think when that era of musician is gone, it's going to be a sad day.
Yeah.
Because Brian Adams and them were up there with just 4 or 5 guys just killing it. We saw them at Madison Square Garden the week before, and people were yelling out songs, and he's like, "Do we know that? We hadn't done that in a long time." And they're in Madison Square Garden. He's doing it like he's playing at Hadley's.
It's like watching you guys do it at Hadley's. It's like what you guys do all the time.
But I think when those guys, I think that's a whole different thing from. I think there's a lot more accessibility to be a musician because you can pull up YouTube. If I pull up YouTube and I look at how Steve Vai played something, I remember when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And I had a cassette tape.
Yep. Right.
Trying to learn that crap for
reverse.
I can't tell you the number of times for Huey Lewis music that I pull up a live video to learn what the drummer do right there. How is this working? And that's how I learn stuff, man. Without it, I'd be screwed.
And you have tablature now, which is huge. It's been around forever, but now you got like ultimateguitar.com. You have all these
they're all great
resources.
Tools.
Yeah, good
great
tools.
But I know y'all got to go, but I remember when we did the first time it ever became apparent to me, we opened for a band called Vertical Horizon.
Yeah,
they had a couple of hits, and we showed up for sound check, and part of them was sound checking, but they weren't there. I thought they were just playing stuff to get the PA sounding right.
And you're like, is this Milli Vanilli? What's going on here?
Then when they played that night, I was like, they sound too freaking good.
Yeah.
And I went back to the soundboard, and the guy was like, "No, man.
the
and I'm like, "What?" You know, to me, I was like, what is going on? Because it wasn't that prevalent back then, you know.
No.
Green Day, same thing, you know, and they had all these other guitar parts and stuff going on. Like, there's only 3 of y'all up there.
Right, right.
You know?
When they layer stuff in the studio and they overproduce things, and then you see the band live and they're doing that with 3 or 4 people.
I think there's a place for it all, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, because, you know, if we're doing a song and we need a keyboard player, and it's something that either Buddy or I can't do, you know, like we used to do Bob O'Reilly, you know, and my brother recorded the keyboard part, my younger brother who plays everything.
Yeah.
And we would play along to that, you know. It's like we're not going to hire a keyboard player for one song.
Yeah.
But
and
I can see both sides of it, but there's something in my heart also that, like, you know, when you see a band like that, like a Bryan Adams or you know, John Mayer, who opened for me. But
there you go.
Nice.
And they're doing everything just like, you know, there's an interaction going on that makes it magical for me.
Yeah, absolutely. Organic.
Yeah.
More organic way.
Yeah.
Wow. I feel like we could talk another hour here. A lot going on. And we can have you back. Maybe next time we'll have you on Zoom with some other people. Have some fun.
I'd love to.
Maybe the whole band, Almost Famous, all 4 of you guys, do a Zoom with us.
That'd be great.
That'd be awesome.
Have y'all ever had anybody play?
No. Well,
no.
No,
not like right here. Why? Did you bring an acoustic?
No, but maybe I'll bring an acoustic in next year.
Absolutely.
Would love it.
Yeah.
I would love it.
Yeah, that would be cool.
And we could do your original stuff. That'd be awesome.
Nah, I was hoping it was just all covers, like
Yeah.
the covers you hate the most.
There's probably plenty of those.
Do y'all do Wagon Wheel?
We did it last night.
Well, I mean,
Tennessee whiskey.
These names.
We didn't do that.
These names came up. Sean Few, Jimmy Fulp, right here. Scott.
There you go.
Yeah. Did you know that?
Yes.
These are your boys right here too.
Yeah, they're still billing us for using this, and we hadn't sent them a penny.
Dude, yeah. Their mailbox money is huge with this one. I was like, you all take the residual deal. It will pay off in the end. Right. Promise. But before we say goodbye to our friend here, follow us at therhythmsectionpod.com. There you'll see our entire catalog of episodes, links to our YouTube, Apple, Spotify, Facebook, and Instagram. And should mention, this is the final traditional episode for the year.
Yep.
So thanks for everything y'all have done, hanging out this whole year. This last season was what it was.
Yeah.
It was just a couple of months long, but this has been one hell of a year for this podcast as a whole.
Yep. Thanks to our sponsors. If you're interested in becoming one, you can email us at therhythmsectionpod2022@gmail.com or reach out to us on Facebook.
And to those who donated throughout this year, we appreciate you as well. You can always find us on Venmo and Cash App at The Rhythm Section Pod. And then pretty much every post I make on our socials and YouTube and Apple and Spotify, we have our links right there too. Ladies and gentlemen, Scott Sudbury.
Make sure you check out
So fun.
6 Feet Thunder,
Lost
Almost
45s.
Famous, Lost 45s.
And Scott Sudbury.
Scott Sudbury Band.
Yeah. And you're good at promoting on your socials when you have things going on. So yeah, we'll
thank y'all for doing this, man. Thank y'all for bringing the community field with the musicians back.
Well, we appreciate that. Thank you.
It's great. Thanks for having me.
And
Thanks for doing it.
Thrilled that we finally made it work with you.
Yes.
We've been chasing
What took you so long?
We've been chasing you forever, and then we finally get you, and then we have to cancel, and then now here we are.
Now we got to
made it happen.
Bill and Buddy. We got to get
Bill and Buddy.
Bill and Buddy. They can come in together if they want to.
Yeah, and I always said, Tommy, we had the best first. Right? So
Tommy thinks
I love
so.
Tommy. And Tommy, I hope you're watching, because you're probably watching because your boy is here.
Yeah.
Thanks for. He'll just send me a Facebook message checking in. I'm
Nice.
like, man, am I friends with Tommy?
He hadn't done that with me. So
All right.
That's great, man.
You're the man.
That's right. Thanks, Tommy. Thanks for leaving Jeff out, too. That makes me feel really good. All right, y'all. Take care, everybody.
Thanks, Scott.
See you.
Thank you,
Happy
Scott.
holidays, y'all.
Yes.